It is, yeah, the rain continues to come down out there, guys, and it's been heavy. We've seen thunderstorms work on through the Ozarks here this morning. This is that live look out in downtown Springfield over Park Central Square from our camera atop the Holland building. So you're going to encounter that rain as you are heading on out. Here's the radar picture. A lot of heavy rain around the St. Louis metro. We've had it here in Springfield. Look to our north and west, out toward even Kansas City, places like St. Joe. Snow on the move. This is going to move into parts of Iowa and Nebraska. The Omaha, Des Moines metro is going to get a wintry wallop, a major winter storm as this potent area of low pressure works on through. We're seeing that track to the northeast, and we're going to see, I think, a dry slot. That's what's happening out toward parts of northeastern Oklahoma, southeastern Kansas, and what that will do is allow for our temperatures to warm up with that south to southwesterly breeze. So I think the next couple of hours are going to be that time frame, that window for the heavier rains. That is why we do have flash flood watches and warnings. Actually, a new one has just been issued for places like Pulaski, Laclede, Dallas, near Camden. So we're watching out for the heavy rainfall. The ground is saturated, so it's not going to take much to get some of that flooding to occur. The good news is, I think by later on this afternoon, we will be drying out. In our wagon walking forecast, we are saying hello to Bentley. If you're heading out with them, expect to grab the umbrella and have a rain jacket for you and for them, possibly highs back into the middle 50s. We'll talk more about when our conditions become a little more wintry, Joe, in just a bit.
All right, we've got to let you know what's new this morning. Overnight, two 17-year-olds and an 85-year-old died after a two-vehicle crash in Lawrence County on I-44. According to the Highway Patrol, one car traveled the wrong way and struck the second car head-on. All three victims were pronounced dead at the scene.
Moving on to some local news now. Today kicks off Ozarks Food Harvest week-long campaign to raise funds and awareness for hunger here in the Ozarks. Nija McDonald met with the nonprofit and is here to tell us now how we can participate. Nija, how can we help?
Yeah, Jen, well, good morning. You can start by dining out at one of the more than 10 local restaurants that are teaming up to help feed families facing food insecurity. Now, the event works to help both families and restaurants stay afloat as we progress through the pandemic. Co-owner of Neighbors Mill Bakery and Cafe, Lauren Brown, says historically January is a slow month for the restaurant industry. Now, donations made to nonprofits like Ozarks Food Harvest generally slow down this time of year as well.
We've always loved partnering with them, knowing that when we give donations that it's going to be used wisely and for those in our community, which is important to us, that the money stays right here. And yeah, like you said, this Dine Out for Hunger is a great kind of way to get people to visit local restaurants because yes, we are all still in the middle of this pandemic and restaurants are hurting, and all restaurants, but especially, small, locally owned, independent restaurants.
Well, Dine Out for Hunger runs from today until January 31st. Here's a look at a few of the participating restaurants. Before a complete list, head on over to our website, ozarksfirst.com. And remember, you can take part by dining in, ordering to go, or simply purchasing a gift card.
Nija McDonald this morning, thank you. And some coronavirus coverage for you. With more than 1 million Americans getting vaccinated so far, doubts about the vaccine still sort of linger for some people around the Ozarks. A professor at Missouri State cleared up some of those rumors he may have heard going around. There have been a lot of myths, including some that this vaccine can cause blindness or infertility. There have not been any cases reported of this so far, and the vaccine does not integrate into DNA in any sort of way, so there's no reason to suspect it could cause infertility issues in men or women. Also, another myth that needs some dispelling is the thought that this vaccine contains microchips.
There is no microchip in the vaccine. I mean, you can go, when you get vaccinated, you get a fact sheet about the vaccine, which happens with any vaccine. The size needle that they're using, you could not get a microchip in that size of a needle. So beyond kind of the obvious, there's that.
Doctors also urging everyone to get vaccinated. There needs to be around 70% of people vaccinated to achieve herd immunity.
Education staff at the University of Arkansas got their vaccinations over the weekend. Staff and graduate assistants who were required to be on campus were encouraged to sign up for a vaccine, even though a vaccination is not mandatory on campus. The university partnered with Collier Drug Pharmacy to help vaccinate professors like Christy Smith.
You could tell that there was a lot of work that had gone into making it as seamless as possible, very quick in and out. Everyone was very, sort of an air of excitement.
Colliers partnered with the nursing school on campus and the emergency response team to get everyone on campus vaccinated.
The St. Louis scientist, is developing a no-shot COVID-19 vaccine. It's a single-dose nasal vaccine similar to the flu mists that have been used years ago. The new vaccine Dr. David Curiel is working on uses the common cold virus called adenovirus, and it works by taking advantage of the very things that make a cold so common.
It is evolved to infect the respiratory mucosa, the nose and the lung. That's what it's very good at doing. So we've engineered it to carry the SARS-CoV-2 spike gene. So it not only protects against infection, as the other vaccines do, but seems to sterilize the upper airways, which may be advantageous in terms of limiting the spread of the infection.
Dr. Curiel's past work helped lead to the COVID-19 vaccines that people are actually getting right now.
Cases continue to rise. Health experts are now saying there is a new way you should wear a mask, or rather masks. They say wearing 2 masks is an especially good idea indoors, where there is a much higher chance of the virus spreading. The recommendation is to wear a cloth mask next to your face and then add a surgical mask on top of it. The cloth mask can be washed again, and the surgical mask can probably be used about half a dozen times before it starts to gap on the sides.
The American Academy of Pediatrics and the Children's Hospital Association reports more than 200,000 kids tested positive for COVID-19 in the second week of January alone. That's the largest weekly increase we've seen yet. And so far, 2.5 million kids in the U.S. have caught the virus.
A UK study found that people with Black and Asian backgrounds are much more likely to die from COVID-19. The report, published in the British Medical Journal, is one of the largest studies yet on how the virus affects minority populations. Asian patients were 1.5 times more likely to die from the virus compared to white patients, and Black patients were 1.3 times more likely.
The lockdown has taken a toll on the mental health of older adults as researchers in the UK looked at data from more than 3,000 people over 50, and they found loneliness was linked to worsening symptoms of depression and anxiety, and a decrease in physical activity was a major contributor to this. Women and retired people were the most likely to be struggling with their mental health. We take a look now at some things that are trending and what's actually new for us this morning. Sarah Huckabee Sanders did tweet out a video about an hour ago, about an 8-minute long video saying that she is planning to announce her run for governor of Arkansas.
We heard rumors about this a few months ago, and I think she kind of answered the question without answering the question, but it is official now from her official Twitter account herself in that video, saying that today she will officially announce.
That video you see there lays out her goals and her plans for things and what she would do if elected. And then the other big trend, Chiefs. Right?
Wait, I hadn't heard that yet.
All of
that
this.
happened?
Super Bowl 55, guys. Beating the Bills in the AFC title game. Second straight Super Bowl appearance, taking on Tom Brady, making his 10th in his career. Unbelievable. The Super Bowl is 2 weeks from yesterday on Color 10, everyone.
Right here.
All right.
None of the Brady numbers matter because all that matters is Mahomes.
We've got a lot of Super Bowl to address the next 2 weeks as well, right?
It's going to be great. We're working on a fun show, too, so that'll be awesome.
It'll be a lot of fun, all right? Go Chiefs. Thanks for watching and starting your week with us here on Daybreak.